we go. Hello there. My name is Carson. It's nice to meet you. Hope you're well. Hope you've had a good weekend despite all the rain and the clouds and the wind. Just not a good weekend to be outside, hasn't it? I've got some stuff to show you on radar tonight because the rain, I guess, just doesn't want to stop. I guess we live in Seattle now. So we'll look at that. But I think a lot of you are here for one particular reason. And that is you've seen what January is looking like, and you're wondering if it comes with any snow chances. And the answer is absolutely yes. So I'll give you an updated look at a pair of snow chances that we're watching. Still early in the ball game on both of those, but it's something, right? It didn't have too terribly much in December, so I guess we got to make up for it in January and beyond. So we got a lot to talk about tonight. Let's go to the comments first. Carrie says, hello, how about some sunshine? I'm trying. I'm doing my best. There probably won't be much sunshine tomorrow. There will not be much sunshine on Tuesday. Maybe Wednesday or Thursday. It's probably the earliest a lot of us will see that sunshine. Weather Geek says, good evening. Happy and blessed New Year. Thank you. Same to you, my friend. Adam says, good evening from Bloomington. Do you see the cold? Oh, yeah, we see the cold. It's early in the game. Still, I always say that. I don't want to jump too quickly onto certain bandwagons, but things are certainly looking good for snow lovers. No doubt about that. Kathy says hello. Kevin says hello from the Chickasaw neighborhood. Angela says, good evening. Ready for something different. Yeah, not only with the rain, but maybe a little cool down, right? It's almost January. All right, let's get into it. Get you outside to Bardstown. Nice night. I always like showing this camera, even if it's not the holidays. It's all quiet. Roads are drying up nicely in most spots, thanks to that wind, right? Here in Louisville, our current temperature is 51. If you were watching me on Sunrise this morning or last night at 11, I was talking about how it was one of those weird days where the temperatures dropped as the day went on. So we started off in the 60s, and now we're down to the 50s. And when all is said and done tonight, we're going to fall into the 40s. You notice the wind has backed off quite a bit with west breeze at 13. Still breezy, of course, but not as blustery as what we had earlier today. Here's some of those peak wind gusts of note. We were concerned about those gusts up to 50 miles per hour, and sure enough, that was the highest wind gust we saw in Wave Country today. A couple of spots, actually. Shelby County and Du Bois County saw those gusts up to 50 miles per hour earlier today. Here in Louisville, we gusted to 47 at Muhammad Ali International Airport. 48 mile per hour gust in Franklin County. It was at the Frankfort, Kentucky Mesonet site, which we show you a lot of times. How about Lexington? Any friends over in the Bluegrass this evening? You guys saw a gust up to 57 around 3:30 this afternoon, I think it was. So a blustery day indeed. There were a few areas that saw power outages. Very sporadic. We didn't expect to see, significant power outages, not like Hurricane Ike back in 2008. Not like that windstorm, if you all were around for that. Here in the metro, we've got about 500, 600 customers without power. Trimble and Henry County had quite a few outages earlier. That number has since gone down. So Trimble County, Henry County, Nelson, and Hart counties still have a few of those outages out there at the moment, but I'm sure they will get those resolved pretty quickly tonight. Here's the latest wind gust map. Again, all the intense wind is in this purple area you see up at the top of the screen. Whoops, got the buttons going. Let's try that again. All these purples you see up top here, that's where the intense 40 to 50 gusts are. They're heading on up into eastern Indiana and much of the Buckeye State tonight. 44 mile per hour gusts just now at Northern Kentucky Airport. So the wind continues to subside, but the rain is not. It just won't end, guys. I'm telling you, it's driving me crazy. That's okay. We still got a few pockets of light showers in southern Indiana. Right through there. So if you're in Seymour, Scottsburg, Hanover, you're seeing some light sprinkles once more. Salem, into Borden, Jeffersonville, even stretching into Oldham County, near Buckner, Crestwood, probably seeing some lighter rain. We've got more widespread showers developing to our west. Those will continue to move west to east through the night. So the highest rain chances this evening, in general, models have been very consistent on this for a couple of days now, of having these west to east showers, mainly across central Kentucky, through about 2 or 3 a.m. So if you live down in Hardinsburg, E-Town, Brandenburg, Lebanon, Litchfield, Mumfordville, Campbellsville, Greensburg, Columbia, keep the umbrellas handy if you're going to be out tonight. All right, comments. Got a lot of you on tonight. Shonda's always watching. We appreciate you, Shonda. Hope you're doing well. Nancy says, please tell me no snow on Sunday night and Monday. Well, Nancy, I'm not going to say for sure, but Sunday night of next week, not tonight, obviously, but next Sunday night looks interesting when it comes to snow. Adam says, check out his profile pic there on Facebook. It's a picture of, I can't tell what model it is, but it's basically showing, hey, it's going to get cold. And that will indeed be the case. Ricky, finally, you're going to do snow talk. I know, right? Brian still has snow talk. That's his thing, all right? I'm not going to jump on that. He has built that brand for years around here. But I am going to talk about snow. Yes, I will. All right, who else is chiming in? Cody says, hey, from Hardin County. Cheryl wants this cold and snowy weather, potentially snowy. Might get your wish. Cheryl. We'll see. Jason's ready for some good snow in Cloverport, down there in Breckenridge County. I know DJ King's ready for some snow up in North Vernon. Let's see. Show me the snow. Okay, we'll get there. I promise. But I still got a few other things to talk about before then, okay? So let me stop rambling. I do want to go down a little further south. Anybody watching in Adair County, keep an eye on this little downpour right outside of Glasgow. It's basically between Glasgow and Edmonton. It might scoot through southern Adair with a little wind. There were a few lightning strikes with it earlier, but it looks like it's kind of weakened. So if you're down in Adair County, don't be surprised if you hear a little thunder here in the next few minutes. Otherwise, most of this activity will just be widespread showers that continue to push west to east. And while we could all still see showers tonight, it's going to be our Kentucky counties right here, basically south of I-64, that have the best shot to see some more rain before the night is through. Here's the big picture. Can anybody play the game of where the low pressure is? Somewhere in that ballpark. So it's trucking that way. Still got some showers coming in from the west, and they'll push east as the night unfolds. Rain chances look like this for the next 12. Here in Louisville, I'll keep it at a 40% chance through about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. It's a higher chance south of Louisville, obviously, around 60%. And it's a little lower of a chance in southern Indiana at about 30%. So the further south you go, the higher the rain chances are tonight. And aside from a stray couple of sprinkles Monday morning, most of Monday as a whole looks dry. Futurecast doing a nice job showing most of the showers south of the city. And Monday is cloudy, but it looks good. All right, let's talk about New Year's Eve. Because this is kind of what's going to set off the chain reaction, if you will, for what you guys are here for, which is that cold and snow talk. This is our next big weather maker that moves in Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning is when those rain chances spike once again. This is Futurecast for 3 a.m. Tuesday morning, 3 a.m. New Year's Eve. More than anything else, just some of these light to moderate showers. It's not a full-on gully washer like we had last night with that round of rain, okay? This is more just the hit and miss kind of stuff. But this low pressure with this New Year's Eve system is going to go right down I-64. So that means, once again, it's going to be breezy as this system rolls through. Does it look as blustery as today? No. but we still may have some gusts on Tuesday around 20 to 30 miles per hour. So as we keep going on Tuesday, you see there's a lot of dry time. But at the same time, with that low spinning through the region, we could have waves of showers roll through pretty much all day. I think the highest rain chances on Tuesday will be north of I-64 in southern Indiana. So tonight's rain chances are better to the south. Tuesday's rain chances are better to the north. We'll keep the showers around through the afternoon. But for any of you party animals that like to be out at midnight, I'm not one of them. It's looking drier, but it's looking colder. So if you have any midnight plans Tuesday night, there's a good chance we'll be dry, but chilly. So make sure you have those heavier coats with you. You see some snow. See, we're talking about snow. You see some snow up in Ohio Tuesday night. It looks as though at this point, a lot of the moisture with this Tuesday system will be out of here before it can change over to anything frozen. So it looks like just rain for us as we get towards New Year's Eve on Tuesday. Now, let's see more comments. Over 300 of you watching just on our social platforms tonight. That's awesome. Let's see. Ashley's watching tonight from a cabin on Rough River. That sounds fun. Hope you're well, Ashley. Kevin says, bots, bots, bots. If you know, you know. Oh, yeah, we know. We know. That is for sure. Danny says, Carson, are you a snow lover? I used to be when I was a kid. Like, I grew up in the day and age where I had to wake up and watch Wave News Sunrise to see if JCPS was closed or not. And back then, a lot of times they were not closed. But the older I've got, I still like snow. Don't get me wrong. I just don't want it constantly. I love y'all. I love all of you that have snow. I love all of y'all that love snow, but it's not my thing necessarily. But I like talking about it. Patty's watching from Crestwood. Hope you're well. Let's see. David sums it up best. This is kind of my mindset. I want snow, but I also want sunny and 70. If only you could get both, right, David? That's my thought exactly. Cheryl says the Paristown ice rink wants colder weather. I bet. It didn't look like it opened today. Understandable with all the rain and the wind. I'm sure they're having trouble keeping up with that ice. But that cold air, nice segue, Cheryl, appreciate it. That cold air is moving in on New Year's Day. So once that New Year's Eve system gets out of here, it's going to pull in some, not all, but some of that colder air. How cold are we talking? This is for Thursday. Wednesday and Thursday look the same, with highs in the 30s for most, maybe near 40 in the city. There's no systems really in that Wednesday, Thursday time frame. It's going to be mostly dry, but it will be cold. It will absolutely be cold by Thursday. All right, here we go. I've kept you waiting long enough. Let's start with our first of two snow chances that we're watching right now. This is late Thursday night into Friday morning. This is a good old-fashioned clipper. We've had several of them already this year, right? This one, the question that we still have is how much moisture is going to be with this clipper. What I'm showing you tonight is the GFS, not the Euro. This is the GFS model. And it has consistently shown more moisture with this clipper compared to the European model. You can see it moving through southern Indiana, or really all of Indiana, late Thursday night. And it would bring possibly a little snow into wave country near sunrise Friday morning into the early part of the day on Friday. This would be all snow if it did occur. It would not be ice. It would not be a mix. It would not be rain. None of that. It would be all or nothing. And it looks as though it would be lighter snow. as well. It's a clipper, so usually those are fairly light, but they can be sneaky. So we'll have to watch the timing, because if it, it's already going to be cold as it is, so we might have some travel impacts, especially Friday morning, should we get enough snow out of this. I will tell you that accumulations for this clipper are not huge. They're, I'd say, maybe a ½ inch, okay? And what we have to also consider is, while it'll already be cold again by this time, the ground could still be a little warm because we've been in the 50s and 60s for the last week. So a lot of puzzle pieces we still have to sort out with this system, but the chance is still there. All right, that's all we got, is we need the chance, and we've got it. For this first system, this clipper that rolls through late Thursday night into Friday morning. Again, the GFS has much more available moisture with this clipper. In fact, let me do a little editing on the fly here, okay? I usually don't do this, but I'm going to tonight. So this is Friday morning. This is the GFS model. What I'm about to do is I'm going to switch to the European model so you can kind of get an idea. All right, wait for it. There's the European. It's got a good slug of moisture in the Virginias, but it doesn't have much as it's scooting through wave country. See what I mean? European, GFS. That's the GFS. There's the European. Okay? So we still have to nail down just how much moisture this clipper is going to have with it as it rolls through. Do I think we will see snow showers? Yes. Thursday night, early Friday morning. How many snow showers will we see? Hard to say. Will there be accumulations? If any, they look light. 1/4 to ½ inch at best. Okay? But as I said, with as cold as it's going to be, you can still have trouble on the roadways with a little clipper like that. So that is something that we will keep watching here over the next few days. So that is system number 1. Let's see if we can answer some questions before we go to system number 2. Cameron says, so what should we trust more? The GFS or the Euro? Well, here's the thing, Cameron. For the first system, obviously, I just showed you the difference between the two. The second system, it's hard to say. I hate saying that way because it's a cop-out, but they're both struggling with this second system that I'm about to show you. So you really can't trust one or the other. What I will say is I'm confident that the colder air will win in wave country next week. And that would make me lean towards more the GFS, or not the GFS. It would make me lean towards the Euro, possibly a little bit more based on what I've seen today. Okay. Sean, are you going to miss that snow guess by one day? I think so. I said January 4th. It might be January 5th. Doggone it. So anyway, okay. Now, here comes system number 2. This is next weekend. Saturday looks good. It looks cold. Cold sunshine. But look at this, my friends. Oh, boy. When you see the pink on the map, that's when things are interesting. What we have to figure out, this is the GFS I'm showing you, I believe. Let me double check. What we have to figure out, there's a couple more things at play here, okay? The placement of the clipper on Friday looks pretty good. It's going to move through here. The question is how much moisture is with it. This system, however, we are really struggling with the placement of the low, the parent low pressure with this system, okay? The cold air is going to be there, guys, at some point next weekend as this rolls through. If this low takes a southern track like I'm showing you right now, then you've got a lot better shot for some wintry trouble or, something, be it a mix, be it snow, anything like that. So you see the low, this is 5 o'clock next Sunday. The low is basically in Arkansas, and it's going to track along I-40 for the most part. And if that track is awesome for us when it comes to snow, as you can see. But at the same time, we've got to, we're going to have high temperatures in the 30s next Sunday, but the question is, will it be upper 30s? Will it be low 30s? If it's upper 30s, then we have to introduce that ice sleet component. If it's in the lower 30s, this might be straight up snow if the cold air is in place. Okay? Let's keep going. Remember, this is the GFS, not the European. I'll show you the Euro here in a second. Notice the low, like I mentioned, basically goes along I-40 down in Tennessee and tries to nudge north a little bit, which might mean, in addition to maybe a little icy mix or all snow, we might have some warmer air try to nudge into our southern counties with this track. That would make all of this end as rain south of Louisville. And again, guys, we're 7 days out, I mean, if y'all been around here, if you've listened to Brian Good for all these years, you know that this stuff is hard to nail down this far out. But it just gives you a good idea of what could be on the table. So as this low keeps pushing east, there could be some wraparound moisture Sunday night into Monday that is snow because that colder air takes control again. So this is going to be our first situation of the year, really, where we have to figure out what precip type is coming down and when and where. And that it comes down to the track of the low. That comes down to the temperatures of the surface. So there's going to be a ton of variables with this system that we just really don't know the details to at this point, right? But this system has been on the board for at least 4 or 5 days now. So there's going to be something in wave country next Sunday. The question is, what exactly will that look like? And that's what we still have to figure out. Now, this is the GFS, as I told you. Let me flip it back to the Euro, okay? So I can give you the other perspective. You really want that southern track low to get some good winter weather around here with this kind of a setup. Let's go to the Euro, okay? Stand by. All right. Give it a second to load. Here comes the Euro. Sunday afternoon. A little slower. Euro's a little slower at this point than the GFS, and that's normal. The GFS is always a little more progressive with long-term forecasting compared to the Euro. But look at that track, guys. I'm telling you, it's very possible that we could get a good thumping out of this next Sunday and into next Monday, which at that point, of course, we'll have to start looking at impacts to schools with a lot of kids heading back next Monday. But in general, as I've had a little more time to just kind of look at both the GFS and the Euro here, you notice that low track is very similar. It's a southern track. What's in question is can that low nudge north up towards Kentucky again? Because if it does, that might mean a warmer temperature profile, which could mean more of a mixture of precip. Plain rain, freezing rain, sleet, snow, all of it could be on the table. But if this low stays south, if it stays south of I-40, if it stays down towards Memphis and Huntsville, and we've got that cold air in place, we could have a good dose of snow. There's no question about it as we get towards next Sunday and next Monday. Too early for specifics beyond that, guys. But it looks promising. There's reason to be optimistic that we could get something good out of this in about a week. Okay? So let me leave the European up there so you guys can screenshot it and, get excited. And I will try to answer some questions here. Yeah, Shonda, you're right. I might miss this by a day, doggone it. But I'll be the closest, that's for sure. Margaret says, yikes, that's a lot. Adam, nice track for snow this way. Yeah, this time of year, if you want a really, really, really good snow, well, not just this time of year, any time of the winter, you want a really good snow around here, you get that southern track with the cold air in place, which is what we'll have. Yeah. If Brian mentions Twix and Tylenol, then I worry. I don't know if he mentioned that yet. I haven't looked at social today, and I haven't talked to him. Maybe we'll see. Ray says, extend my winter break. Go ahead. Yeah, I mean, with this timing, that would put it around Monday, January 6th, which would be right around the time everybody, all the kids are heading back to school. So time will tell. Cheryl's asking about family flying in on Monday the 6th. Would it be okay? Cheryl, I wish I can give you an answer at this point. It's just so hard to say right now because of the uncertainty we have with how this is going to play out. So check back Thursday or Friday if you can. We'll hopefully give you a better answer by then. But keep paying attention to our updates, certainly, this week. Ray's a fan of the Euro. I bet a lot of you are. Shonda makes a good point, though. Both have snow, and that is absolutely right. Both do have snow next Sunday night into Monday. But it's just going to be that question of how much cold air is in place. How deep of colder air is in place? How deep is it? How entrenched is it in our area? And where does that low go? If it tries to nudge north, then you start thinking about wintry mix or all rain, trying to ruin everything like it always seems to do. Or it can be like the Euro, where the low stays largely south. There's a ton of cold air locked in. It's not going anywhere. And we get a good snow out of it. As far as alert days, I didn't pull the trigger on it because we still have these smaller details to sort out. But I'm very confident we'll have to flag this time frame as an alert date next week. That could happen in the next couple of days while we all talk about it. Let's see. Becca says, let it snow, let it snow. Danny makes a good point on Twitter. Snowpack on top of the cold temperatures, it'll stay a while. That's a very good point. If we get a good thumping of snow out of this, I mean, guys, you'll see on the 10-day here in a second, it is going to stay cold for the first half of January at least. Quite chilly. So, Caleb's asking, how much is Louisville going to get? It's hard to say. I mean, we're 7 days away. It's really, really hard to say. We're not even going to think about a snowfall forecast until maybe Friday. I mean, we need a lot more time with this. So that's where we are at this point. Tammy's asking, is this going to be a snow that hangs around? Yes. If we have snow, it's not going anywhere for a while because that cold air will not be going anywhere for a while either. But that's where things stand. If you are a snow lover, if you are a Bots fan, if you are Brian Good, you like the Euro right now. Big time. You see right there, it would definitely be a colder setup. And the low would stay south. With that cold air locked in, it would be a good snow. GFS, cold air isn't quite as deep. So we might have some a mixture of precip that could ruin things if the GS holds true to that. So, yeah, that's where we stand at this point, guys. Now, a lot of you asking, okay, if we do get snow, is it going to stay? Yes, in all likelihood. The map will come up here in a second and you'll see why. This is going to be the temperature outlook for the next 2 weeks across the United States. You see those blues and purples in the eastern U.S.? It is not all that common that we see that. That means it is a virtual guarantee that our temperatures will be way below average for the first couple weeks of January. The coldest temperatures might actually be after next weekend's event. Look at the 10-day. Look at the end of the 10-day. Highs in the 20s, lows in the teens. And I'm being conservative there because I don't want to put on the 10-day, single digits or negative whatever just yet, because that's really far out. And a lot of times models go all in on this gigantic, epic cold snap. And at the end of the day, it's cold, but it's not, dangerously cold. So I like to go step by step, just take baby steps so we get closer, right? But it's going to stay cold, okay? Once we get past Tuesday, the 50s, see ya. They're gone for a while. We'll stay in the 30s and the near 40. That's it, especially for New Year's Day and for Thursday. And then in about a week or so, there's very strong guidance or very strong consensus from the guidance that we will see numerous days with highs in the 20s and potentially numerous nights with lows in the single digits. That's just outside of our 10-day, okay? That's around really 2 weekends from now, around the 9th, 10th, and 11th of January. That's when the most intense cold really settles in. So again, all of you that were asking, if we get snow next Sunday night and Monday, is it going to stay? Yeah, it most certainly will. So that's all I got at this point. Any last minute comments, questions, thoughts, or concerns? So I hope snow lovers are excited tonight. Don't get your hopes too high. I don't want to let you down. But there's reason, snow lovers, to be optimistic about what's to come here in a week or so. Well, maybe with that clipper on Friday morning, could get a little coating. So we can't forget that while we're looking ahead to maybe the bigger system to watch next weekend. But things are looking good, snow lovers. Patience is a virtue with this winter season so far. Let's see. Let's see. Chris asked, can you show the comparison of the GFS and the Euro again? Yeah. I got time. Stand by. I got too many maps. All right, here we go. Takes a minute to load. All right, this is the GFS. Notice how it's a little more progressive. And that might hurt. That might hurt things because that allows us to warm up a little bit, potentially, before a lot of the stuff gets through here. Low track is generally the same, but it's a warmer temperature profile. The GFS is warmer, not by a lot, but it's warm enough to where, we're looking at a mixed bag of precipitation as opposed to just all snow. It's more progressive. Like I mentioned, it's a faster system. I'll tell you what, I don't like that at all. I don't like all that pink. I love snow. I don't like pink. I don't like ice. So, this could be an icing event. That warmer air may win out at the surface, and we may have an icy situation instead of a snowy situation. But that's the GFS, okay? Let me play through it one more time. Midnight Sunday morning. Here's Sunday morning as you're heading to church or whatever plans you might have. That's Sunday evening. And that's Monday morning from the GFS. Notice how the low wants to track north across eastern Kentucky and West Virginia. Now we reset the timer and we go to the Euro. There's the Euro. Slower, a lot slower. Still not seeing anything in wave country Sunday evening. You get late Sunday night, here it comes. The Euro is colder, and it has a much better track for us. Keeps the low a smidge further south than the GFS, but the colder air would be the huge win for all you bots and snow lovers out there. Okay? So that's the comparison. If you're a bots fan, if you want snow, you're cheering on for the Euro at this stage of the game. Let me go back to the 10-day and I'll answer more questions. Then I'll probably wrap up here in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Joseph says, cold Canadian air. You got it. No question about that. Brandon's asking about where the boss is. Kevin's off again this week. He'll be back next Monday. So will Brian. What a great way to welcome them back, huh? Hope you guys had a good holiday. Here's a winter system for you. Let's see. Adam says no negative numbers. Yeah, I do not like going that cold ever. I don't like ever doing that, but my philosophy is baby steps. Remember, guys, accuracy in meteorology beyond day 7, it's much better than it used to be, but it's still not spectacular. Okay? Not a lot of skill with it just yet. I sound like the gift that keeps on giving. You got it. Hey, I figured a lot of you guys would be excited about what I had to say tonight. All the best in the new year to you too, Adam. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Danny says, after next Monday, do we go straight into Clipper land? It's leaning that way. I wouldn't necessarily say that yet. I'll tell you, looking at the GFS and some of the other long-term guidance today, it does look like the pattern would favor Clippers, but there's not many Clippers to come at this point beyond next Monday. So the pattern is still favorable for sure, Danny, even past next Sunday and Monday. Okay, Kathy says, thanks, of course. Chris says, thanks. You got it, my friend. Let's see. Becca says, it's too early to put numbers on it. I assume you mean accumulations. Yes, it is way too early. You will not see accumulations from us with that system next week until maybe Friday. Because, again, so much is going to change in the next 5 days, okay? A lot's going to change. It's the most exciting weekend blog this year. I know, right? It's been crazy. It's been a lot of rain. You know, I feel like a broken record just talking about all rain. Now I can talk about something different. It's nice. Between Ryan's snow guess and mine, this is why 3 weather team is my favorite choice for weather. We appreciate it, Shonda. We appreciate all you guys choosing us. We know you have a lot of options, especially in this day and age, when you got these things in your pocket all the time. So we appreciate you guys coming to us for your weather information. Margaret's got a good question. Does this look like 2009 with an ice potential? I'm not going to say that just yet. We don't even know if we'll have ice, right? Could this be a ice scenario, yeah, but I mean, it's hard to say if it would be as crippling as what that was back in January of 2009. Goodness, I remember that like it was yesterday. Sean is asking where to be good. He's off again this week. Both Kevin and Brian will be back next Monday, the 6th. Like I said, what a way for them to come back, right? We'll watch it, guys. We'll watch it. But that's where things stand at this point. That is where things stand at this time. But we still got some rain to get through tonight. I'll have to keep watching these downpours tonight down south of us. So, yeah, showers this evening south of Louisville especially. Mostly dry tomorrow. Rain moves in again Tuesday morning, off and on. Tuesday morning into the afternoon. We should be drier by midnight Tuesday night if you're going to be a party animal Tuesday night celebrating the new year. And then it gets cold for New Year's Day on. Those highs in the 50s Monday and Tuesday are the last 50s we see for a while. And then all eyes on Friday with that clipper and all eyes on next weekend. That's where we stand, my friends. If you missed anything tonight, give it about 5 or 10 minutes. Give Facebook 5 or 10 minutes or YouTube. Give either whatever platform you're on. Give it a few minutes. The video will process, and you can rewatch this entire video if you want. Okay? So give it 5 or 10 minutes after I hit the off button, and then the video will process. It'll reload and come back up on whatever platform you watched our conversation tonight. And I appreciate all of you guys being a part of the conversation. I always do, especially on these fun and busy nights like we have tonight. It is Sunday night. It is still football season. Y'all know what that means. That means we've got Sunday Night Football on NBC. The Falcons and the Commanders on Sunday Night Football tonight. Good game. Once the game is done, hopefully around 11:30 or 11:45, you can watch a late edition of Wave News on the TV side of things if you are still up. If you are not still up at 11:30 or 11:45, quite honestly, I don't blame you. Sleep good. But if you're still up, we encourage you to watch us on Wave News at 11. We appreciate you guys always watching, whether it's on TV or here on Wave Weather Now. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. You will see me again. Well, tonight after football, obviously, but you'll see me again on Wave Weather Now, either late this week or next weekend, depending on how everything shakes out. Have a blessed new year. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be kind to one another in the new year. And I will talk to you guys soon. Hang in there, snow lovers. Things are getting good. See you later.